Oh, there you are. Today, I'm going to show you how Bitcoin is created, where it comes from. My name's Patrick Bryan from Bryan's Bitcoin Bytes, giving you bytes of information on Bitcoin, of all things. So let me share my screen and we'll get to it. Bosh, share. And here we go. Here's a sort of chart I made ages ago to explain it. Comes in three parts. We've got this part here, which is the market, which is people, companies, shops, businesses, exchanges, represented by these triangles. These are individuals or shops or businesses. Then we have the bookkeepers, what we call the miners. It's a strange word, shouldn't be used. They're really bookkeepers. They verify transactions and write them in a book, which we call a block. So transactions take place. They are digital transactions. They're verified by the miners, the bookkeepers, and they record in blocks of data. So it works like this. This guy is sending this lady some Bitcoin. This lady is sending it to her son. Son is spending it in the shop. The shopkeeper is paying his employer. You get the picture. People are just using Bitcoin as a currency because Bitcoin is a currency like all the 193 currencies that are in the world already. Your dollar, your yuan, your euro, your ruble, whatever. Bitcoin is a currency for buying and selling. So this is people using Bitcoin. Now you've got all these guys down here. These are pools of computers, basically, that are used to verify all these transactions. That is to say that this person is sending real Bitcoin and this person is receiving real Bitcoin and this is real Bitcoin, and the transaction happens, it's written down in the ledger. It's actually all digital data, but you get the picture. It goes into a ledger. Another transaction goes more transaction, it fills up. So every 10 minutes, all these computers here, which are verifying the transactions, they also then work on a problem that presents itself in this block of data. The problem's a cryptographic problem, which is put about for the security of the network in general. It has to be solved. So all these guys with all their computers work extremely hard, spending lots of money on power and rent and security and whatnot to solve this problem. Now, the person or the group or whatever that solves this problem, two things happen. One is the block gets sealed, i.e. no more transactions can go into it or leave it or transform or anything. It is sealed forever. That's the first thing that happened. The second things that happened, whichever one of these solved the problem, so they broadcast to the network, they all agreed, yes, you got the problem, well done. You solved the problem, well done. You receive 6.25 Bitcoin as a reward. Now, there is other money in transaction fees, but we won't go into that. So every 10 minutes, 6.25 Bitcoin is rewarded to the people doing all the work to secure and maintain the network and register all the transactions. Now, this is now a sealed block of data, of information of all these transactions that can never be altered, ever, completely immutable. The answer comes out, it's put into the next block. The whole thing starts again, transactions go in, over 10 minutes, after 10 minutes it stops, a new problem needs to be resolved. It's resolved by these guys. The answer comes out. They get a reward of 2.25. The answer comes out, goes into the next block. So as you can see, the answer of this block, the answer of this block is in this block. The answer of this block is in this block. This is how they are chained together. This is how we call it the blockchain. So they are blocks of transactions, data, that are chained together by a cryptographic answer produced from the previous block. Now, Bitcoin actually, yesterday, the 30th of October, was the 12th anniversary of the Bitcoin white paper. the one that Satoshi Nakamoto wrote to bring about this protocol and publish to the world for free. So as I said, every 10 minutes, one of these blocks is sealed. And this goes back 12 years now, right back to what's called the Genesis block, the very first block. So there you have it. Very simple. Transactions are made. They're recorded by the bookkeepers, the miners, and verified, and they're recorded in a block. The block gets sealed through a solving of a problem. The miners are rewarded 6.25 Bitcoin. Now, one thing to take into consideration, these miners have to spend a lot of money in order to do this computation, spend a lot of money on power and rent and security, etc., like I mentioned before. So they need to pay for that, and they'll pay for it in the currency of the country they're mining in. So say it's America, they'll be paying in dollars, in Europe it'd be euros. So all they have is Bitcoin. So what they need to do is go onto an exchange then on the internet where you can change your Bitcoin for dollars, say, to pay your bills. Bearing in mind all the time, we're talking about just another currency. So you're going to an exchange like any other exchange on the high street or in the airport, like a currency exchange, a cambio, a bureau de change, whatever you want to call it. It's just changing one currency for another. Bitcoin is a currency and it's being changed into another currency to pay the bills. So there you have it. That's where Bitcoin comes from. It comes from the miners who verify all the transactions on the network, put them into a block and get a reward for solving the problem in that block. They sell the Bitcoin to the currency of their choice to pay for their bills. That Bitcoin is then on an exchange where you, me, or anybody can then purchase that Bitcoin to use amongst the Bitcoin network. Find out more about that. Check out my other videos. There's one on how to purchase Bitcoin. The link is below. Subscribe, like, share, do all those things to help this channel move around so more and more people can come in Bitcoin system so we can get away from the crazy bankers that have been robbing us for years. And have a good day.